Welcome to StoriesX. A black billionaire CEO walks into his own luxury car dealership, only to get shut down for the color of his skin. Watch Snoop Dogg clap back, exposing betrayal and shaking an industry to its core. It's gritty, it's real, and it's about to hit you hard. If you're all about stories that spark change, hit that subscribe button. StoriesX drops bangers like this nonstop. Snoop's ready to flip the game, and you're riding with us. The Beverly Hills sun beat down like a spotlight, glinting off the sleek glass facade of Snoop Motors' flagship showroom. Snoop Dogg pulled his rented black SUV into the lot, tires crunching on the pristine asphalt. He stepped out, tugging a faded gray cap low over his braids, a plain black tee, and jeans hanging loose on his frame. No bling, no pink tracksuit, just a guy blending into the haze. The air smelled of money, polished metal, fresh leather, and that faint whiff of California palm trees. Rows of luxury cars sat out front. Jet black sedans, pearl white coupes, shining like trophies under the golden rays. "Time to see what's good," he muttered, voice a low rumble, shoving his hands in his pockets as he strolled toward the entrance. Snoop had built Snoop Motors from the ground up, an empire born from hustle and a promise. Luxury for anybody with the cash. No gatekeeping. But a letter from a fan, David, a black entrepreneur, had hit his desk last week, words sharp as a blade. "I got treated like I didn't belong at your spot, Snoop. Thought you were different." That stung. So here he was, undercover, no CEO swagger, just a customer testing the waters. The glass door slid open with a soft whoosh, and cool air rushed out, carrying the scent of espresso and wax. Inside, the showroom gleamed, cars perched on platforms like fine art, chrome rims catching the overhead lights. A handful of staff in sharp suits worked the floor, their voices smooth as they charmed a couple in designer gear. Snoop wandered toward a ruby-red convertible, its curves screaming power, and let his fingers hover near the hood. The chatter dipped, eyes flicking his way. Quick, subtle, but he felt it, that shift in the room. From across the floor, Victor Kane appeared, showroom manager, all slick navy suit and salt and pepper hair combed back tight. His pale skin glowed under the lights, a practiced smile plastered on. But his gray eyes sized Snoop up like a bouncer at club. "Welcome to Snoop Motors," he said, voice polished but cool. "Can I help you with something?" Snoop flashed an easy grin, keeping it light. "Just checking out this ride," he said, nodding at convertible. Victor's smile tightened, his gaze sliding over Snoop's cap, his tee, his lack of flash. "You looking to buy?" Victor asked, a hint of doubt creeping in. Snoop shrugged, casual. "Maybe. Want to see what's up." Victor's lips twitched, barely hiding a smirk. "This here's a high-end model. Exclusive. You got an appointment?" Snoop tilted his head, grin fading a touch. "Didn't know I needed one." Victor crossed his arms, leaning in slightly. "For these, we usually do private viewings. Saves time. Maybe I can point you to something else, something more practical." Snoop's eyes narrowed, but he kept his cool, voice smooth. "Practical, huh? What you think I'm looking for?" Victor hesitated, then waved a hand toward a silver sedan in the corner. "Nice, but a far cry from the convertible's fire. That's a solid ride. Reliable, good fit for most folks." The most folks hung heavy, unspoken rules dripping from it. Snoop nodded slow, letting it sink in, then glanced past Victor. The convertible sat right there, untouched, gleaming under the lights. "Funny," Snoop said, low and steady. "Looks like it's available to me." Victor's smile froze, a crack showing. "It's reserved," he snapped, sharper now, stepping closer. "For a client." Before Snoop could push back, the door slid open again. A white couple, him in a polo, her in a sundress, nothing flashy. Victor's head whipped around, and just like that, his frown flipped to a beaming grin. "Mr. and Mrs. Hensley." "Welcome," he called, practically gliding over, leaving Snoop standing there, ignored. Snoop watched, hands still in his pockets, as Victor ushered the couple straight to convertible. Champagne offered, laughs traded, the full red carpet treatment. He leaned against a nearby display, the sting of it settling in, not shock, but a slow burn. This wasn't a slip-up. This was how it ran. His showroom, his name, and they were playing gatekeeper with his own rules. "Ite," he murmured, pulling out his phone, thumb hovering over a contact. "We got a problem." The Beverly Hills dusk painted the Snoop Motors showroom in soft oranges, the glass walls glowing like a stage set for drama. Snoop Dogg leaned against a display stand, his faded gray cap pulled low, black tee and jeans blending him into the shadows. The ruby-red convertible sat across the room, still shining under the lights, now surrounded by the Hensleys, Victor Kane's new favorites, sipping champagne and nodding at his every word. The air buzzed with polished chatter and the faint clink of glasses, but for Snoop, it was all background noise to the slow simmer in his chest. His showroom, his rules, and Victor was out here acting like he owned the joint. Snoop's fingers tapped his phone, eyes locked on Victor. Navy suit crisp, salt and pepper hair catching the glow, pale skin flushed with fake charm as he waved the couple toward a test drive. "Y'all enjoy that beauty," Victor called, voice smooth as velvet, then spun on his heel, scanning the floor like a hawk. His gray eyes landed on Snoop, lingering a beat too long, a flicker of annoyance crossing his face before he masked it with that tight-lipped smile again. "Still here?" Victor said, strolling over, hands clasped behind his back like some car lot king. Snoop straightened, keeping his grin easy, voice low. "Yeah, man. Still curious about that convertible." Victor's smile twitched, a crack showing. "Told you it's reserved. We got plenty of other rides. Let's find you something that works." He gestured toward the silver sedan again, like it was a consolation prize. Snoop chuckled, soft but sharp. "You real stuck on that one, huh? What's wrong with me wanting the red one?" Victor's jaw tightened, but he kept it slick. "Nothing wrong. Just trying to save you time. These high-end models, they're for a certain kind of buyer. You feel me?" The certain kind of buyer hit like a jab, smooth but loaded, and Snoop felt it land. He tilted his head, grin fading. "Yeah, I feel you, loud and clear." Victor nodded, thinking he'd won, and turned to walk off. But Snoop wasn't done. "Hey, one more thing," he called, voice casual but firm. "What if I want to talk to the boss?" Victor froze mid-step, then swung back, brows raised. "The boss?" His tone dripped with amusement, like Snoop had just asked for the moon. "Owner don't pop in for chats, my friend. Too busy running the empire. I handle the floor, you deal with me." Snoop nodded slow, letting it hang, then pulled his phone out, thumb scrolling contacts. "I'd bet I'll handle it myself." Victor's eyes narrowed, a flicker of unease breaking through. "What's that supposed to mean?" Snoop didn't answer, just hit call, lifting the phone to his ear, turning slightly away. "Yo, Marcus," he said, voice low but clear. "Need you to roll through Beverly Hills tomorrow. Got a situation." Victor watched, arms crossed, smirk fading as Snoop hung up, pocketing the phone with a shrug. "Who you calling?" Victor pressed, stepping closer, his cool slipping. Snoop grinned, playful but pointed. "Somebody who cares. You'll see." Before Victor could push, a new face caught Snoop's eye. Lena Brooks, a young staffer in a beige blazer, auburn ponytail swinging as she hustled over with a tablet. Her brown skin glowed under the lights, her face tight with nerves as she glanced between them. "Mr. Kane," she said, voice soft but steady. "Inventory checks done. Need your sign-off." Victor shot her a look, sharp, dismissive, then waved her off. "Later, Lena. Busy." She nodded quick, but her eyes flicked to Snoop, lingering a second, curious, maybe unsure. Snoop caught it, that hesitation, like she knew something was off but couldn't say it. Victor clapped his hands, breaking the moment. Folks, let's keep it moving," he barked, striding back to the Hensleys, leaving Snoop and Lena in his wake. Snoop leaned toward her, voice low. "You see a lot of that reserved talk around here?" Lena blinked, caught off guard, then glanced at Victor's back before whispering, "More than you'd think." She paused, biting her lip, then added, "They don't like questions, though." Snoop nodded, filing it away. "Good to know, Lena." She gave a small nod, then scurried off, tablet clutched tight. He watched her go, then turned back to the showroom. Victor laughing loud, the Hensleys climbing into convertible, the whole scene a slick little play. His play, twisted wrong. Game's on, he muttered, the burn in his chest flaring hotter. Tomorrow, Marcus would roll in, his right-hand man, white, sharp, ready to test the waters. Snoop needed proof, and he was going to get it one way or another. The Beverly Hills morning sun glinted off Snoop Motors' showroom, turning the glass walls into a mirror of the palm-lined streets outside. Snoop Dogg sat across the road in a corner cafe. Pink tracksuit swapped back for his gray cap and black tee, blending into the bustle of early coffee runs. His table hugged the window, giving him a front-row seat to the dealership. Cars gleaming like jewels, staff in sharp suits already working the floor. The air smelled of espresso and toasted bagels, but Snoop's focus was razor-sharp, locked on a lot where a black Renault sedan had just pulled in. Marcus stepped out. Snoop's ace, a white guy with a knack for playing the game. He wore a navy blazer, slacks pressed crisp, loafers polished to a shine. His sandy hair caught the light, and he carried himself like money walked, cool, confident, no flash needed. Snoop sipped his coffee, black and bitter, watching Marcus adjust his cuffs and stride toward the showroom doors. "Let's see how they play this," he muttered, voice a low growl, leaning back as the scene unfolded. Inside, the showroom hummed. Victor Kane holding court near a jet-black sedan, navy suit pristine, salt and pepper hair slicked back, pale skin glowing with that salesman sheen. His gray eyes flicked up as Marcus entered, and just like that, the vibe shifted. Victor's tight smirk bloomed into a wide grin, and he glided over, hand outstretched before Marcus even cleared the threshold. "Welcome to Snoop Motors, my man," Victor said, voice dripping charm, shaking Marcus's hand like they were old pals. "What brings you in today?" Marcus matched the grin, keeping it smooth. "Heard good things. Want to check out the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport." Victor's eyes lit up, no hesitation, no side eye, just pure hustle. "Oh, you've got taste," he said, clapping Marcus on the shoulder. "Right this way, let's get you up close." Snoop watched from the cafe, jaw tight, as Victor led Marcus straight to Bugatti, parked under spotlight glow, midnight blue paint shimmering like liquid. Yesterday, that same car was reserved for Snoop. Today, it was all smiles and open doors. Victor waved over staff with a tray, coffee offered, brochures handed out, the full VIP rollout. Marcus played it perfect, nodding at Victor's pitch, asking about horsepower and custom rims like he was ready to drop cash on the spot. "Can I see it run?" Marcus asked, casual but firm. Victor didn't blink. "Absolutely, my friend. Let's take her for a spin." The keys were in his hand faster than Snoop could sip his coffee, and soon Marcus was behind the wheel, Victor riding shotgun, pulling out for a test drive with a wave to the staff. Snoop set his cup down, slow and deliberate, the burn in his chest flaring hot. "Night and day," he muttered, pulling out his phone. Across the street, a discreet figure, Lena Brooks, hovered near the showroom entrance, beige blazer crisp, auburn ponytail swaying as she pretended to check her tablet. Her brown skin caught the sun, her face tight with nerves, but she'd agreed to help. Snoop had slipped her a burner phone last night, a quick chat after closing. "You see what I see, Lena. You in." She'd nodded, hesitant but real. Now, Lena tapped away, filming the whole thing. Victor's grin, Marcus's test drive, the red carpet treatment. She angled the shot subtle, blending into the morning rush, then sent it straight to Snoop. His phone buzzed, the video popping up, crystal clear, undeniable. Snoop watched it twice, lips curling into a grim smile. "Gotcha, Vic," he said, pocketing the proof. But he needed more than a clip. He needed the why, the how deep this ran. Marcus rolled back 15 minutes later, Victor still beaming as they climbed out. "That's a beast," Marcus said, playing it cool. Victor nodded, all teeth. "Told you, man, best in the house. Let's talk numbers." Snoop stood, tossing a tip on the table, capped low as he stepped into sun. Lena caught his eye from across the street, a quick nod before slipping back inside. The game was on, and the proof was in his hands. But Victor wasn't just some slick talker. He ran this show, and Snoop knew it went higher. "Time to shake the tree," he murmured, heading for his SUV. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. The Beverly Hills noon sun blazed high, turning Snoop Motors' showroom into a glass oven, the cars inside shimmering like mirages. Snoop Dogg sat in his rented SUV across the street, pink tracksuit back on, gold chain glinting as he leaned back, replaying Lena's video on his phone. Marcus's VIP treatment, coffee, keys, test drive, rolled smooth as silk, while Snoop's rejection yesterday stung fresh in split-screen memory. The evidence was tight, but it wasn't enough to just catch Victor Kane slipping. Snoop needed to know how far this rot spread, and he wasn't waiting around to find out. He dialed Marcus, voice low. "Good work, fam. They eat you up in there?" Marcus chuckled through the line. "Like I was royalty, man. Victor's all over me, talking deals, pushing the hard sell." Snoop nodded, eyes on the showroom doors. "Aight, cool. Lay low, we got the clip. Time to turn the screws." He hung up, thumbing a text to Lena. "Meet me tonight. Cafe on West 3rd. 8 sharp." She'd seen the game firsthand. Victor's rules, the showroom's vibe. And Snoop had a hunch she knew more than she'd let on. Inside, the showroom hummed. Victor Kane in his navy suit, salt and pepper hair slick, pale skin flushed with the day's hustle. He leaned over a desk, barking at staff, his gray eyes sharp as he waved off a junior salesman. "Focus on the big fish, not the window shoppers," he snapped, voice cutting to the polished chatter. Lena Brooks hovered nearby, beige blazer crisp, auburn ponytail swaying as she tapped her tablet, pretending to work. Her brown skin glowed under the lights, but her face stayed tight, eyes flicking to Victor with a mix of dread and something else. Resolve, maybe. Snoop stepped out of the SUV. Caps swapped for shades, blending into the sidewalk crowd as he scoped the scene. Victor's crew moved like clockwork. White couple in khakis got brochures and smiles. A black guy in a sharp jacket got a curt nod and a detour to the cheaper rides. It wasn't random. It was a system, smooth and quiet, baked into the walls of Snoop's own spot. His jaw tightened, the burn in his chest flaring. "My name on this, and they pulling this," he muttered, slipping back into the SUV. He needed Lena's word, proof from inside, to blow it wide open. That night, the cafe on West 3rd buzzed low. Dim lights, soft jazz, the clink of mugs on tables. Snoop sat in the back, pink tracksuit loud but his vibe low-key, sipping tea as Lena slid into the seat across from him. Her beige blazer was swapped for a hoodie, auburn hair loose, her face drawn tight with nerves. "Didn't think I'd do this," she said, voice barely above a whisper, hands twisting a napkin. Snoop leaned forward, shades off, brown eyes steady. "You're here, though. That's what counts. What you got?" Lena exhaled, glancing around, then slid her phone over. Screenshots glowing on the screen. Emails from Victor, short and sharp. Prioritize high-value profiles. Don't waste time on the looky-loose. Another. Stick to the script. Keep the premium stuff for the right crowd. No names, no blatant, no black folks. But the code was clear as day. Snoop scrolled, lips curling into a grim line. "This him counting shots?" Lena nodded, voice shaky. "Every day. He drills it into us. Qualified ain't just money. It's how you look." Snoop leaned back, the tea cooling in his grip. "How long this been running?" Lena bit her lip. "Since I started, 2 years. Victor says it's efficiency, but if you push back, you're out. I've seen folks get canned for it." She paused, eyes dropping. "I stayed quiet too long." Snoop tapped the table, voice soft but firm. "You talking now, Lena. That's big. You cool go on record?" Her breath hitched, hands freezing on the napkin. "If I do, I'm done there. Victor'll bury me." He nodded, understanding the weight. "I got your back. This ain't just about him. It's the whole damn game. We flipped this, you're gold." Lena stared at him, then gave a small nod, resolve hardening. "Okay, I'm in." Snoop pocketed the phone, a plan clicking into place. "Good. We hit him hard, boardroom first, then the world." He stood, tossing cash on the table. "Tomorrow we shake it up for real." Outside, the night air hit cool, the city humming around them. Snoop knew Victor wasn't solo. The stench climbed higher. Time to bring the heat. The Beverly Hills morning sun rose sharp, casting long shadows over Snoop Motors' showroom. The glass walls glinting like a spotlight on the final act. Snoop Dogg rolled up in his SUV. Pink tracksuit bowled against the asphalt, gold chain swaying as he stepped out. No cap, no disguise, just him, raw and ready. The lot buzzed with early traffic. Cars gleaming, staff in suits darting around, but the air felt heavy, like the calm before a storm. He clutched his phone, Lena's emails and the video locked in, a grenade ready to blow this mess wide open. Inside, Victor Kane ruled the floor, navy suit press, salt and pepper hair slick, pale skin glowing with that smug sheen. His gray eyes flicked up as Snoop entered, narrowing a beat before he plastered on the grin. "Back again," he said, voice smooth but tight, strolling over like he still owned the game. Snoop didn't smile back, just nodded, voice low. "Yeah, Vic got something to show you." Victor's smirk faltered, sensing the shift, but he waved a hand. "Whatever it is, let's keep it quick, busy day." Snoop pulled out his phone, thumbing the video to life. Marcus's VIP welcome, Victor's charm on full blast, the Bugatti keys handed over like candy. Then it cut to Snoop's clip. Same car, same day, reserved and shut down. Victor's face stiffened, gray eyes darting to the screen, then back to Snoop. "What's it supposed to prove?" he snapped, crossing his arms. Snoop leaned in, voice steady. "Proves you running a filter, man. My spot, my rules, and you out here picking winners by skin tone." Victor forced a laugh, sharp and hollow. "You're reaching. That's just business. Some folks get priority. Happens everywhere." Snoop didn't flinch, sliding the phone over with Lena's emails glowing. "Read that. High value profiles. Right crowd. That sound like business to you?" Victor's pale cheeks flushed, his cool cracking. "Where'd you get this?" he barked, stepping closer. Snoop grinned, slow and cold. "From somebody who's done playing your game." Before Victor could fire back, the glass doors swung open, board members filing in, suits crisp, faces grim. Leading the pack was James Carter, a black exec with no-nonsense vibe, salt-flecked beard framing a frown. Victor froze, caught mid-breath, as James raised a hand. "Snoop called us in, Victor. Said we need to see something." Snoop nodded, passing the phone over. "Show and fine." James played the clips, then scrolled the emails. The room dead quiet except for hum of the AC and Victor's shallow breathing. Lena Brooks slipped in behind them, beige blazer swapped for a plain jacket, auburn hair loose, her brown skin catching the light. Her face was tight, but her chin was up. She'd made her choice. James handed the phone back, eyes locking on Victor. "This how you run Snoop's showroom?" Victor rallied, voice rising. "This is a setup. Y'all gonna believe some edited video over me? I've kept this place gold." Snoop stepped up, voice cutting through. "Gold for who, Vic?" "Not me. Not David. Not half the folks walking in here." James turned to the board. "We got enough. Votes now." Whispers rippled, nods traded, and in 10 minutes, it was done. James cleared his throat. "Victor Kane, you're out." Effective immediately. Victor's jaw dropped, gray eyes blazing. "You can't, this is my—" Security rolled up, firm but calm, cutting him off. "Let's go, sir." He stormed out, suit rumpled, the showroom exhaling as he went. Snoop turned to Lena, nodding respect. "You flipped it, Lena. Takes guts." She managed a small smile, voice soft. "Had to." He faced the staff, some stunned, some relieved, and raised his voice. "New rules, y'all. Every customer gets the red carpet. Don't care how they roll in. We train in fresh. Starting tomorrow, Snoop Motors mean something. Let's keep it real. Nod spread, slow but real. Outside, the sun climbed higher, the showroom humming anew. Snoop stepped into the lot, pink tracksuit loud, and pulled out his phone, filming quick. "Yo, it's Snoop. Snoop Motors just cleaned house. Respects the vibe now. We set to in the bar. Y'all catch up." He posted, the clip hitting fast, likes rolling in. Inside, Lena helped a new walk-in, a black dude in sweats, smiling real. The game had changed, and Snoop had made it his again. The Beverly Hills sun dipped low, bathing Snoop Motors' showroom in a warm golden haze. Snoop Dogg stood tall in his pink tracksuit, gold chain catching the light, watching the place hum with a new vibe. Victor Kane was gone, booted out after his gatekeeping game got exposed, his smug grin replaced by the echo of security's footsteps. Lena Brooks, once a quiet cog in Victor's machine, now greeted a black customer in sweats with a real smile, handing him specs for the ruby-red convertible Snoop had been denied. The air felt lighter, leather and wax still there, but the weight of judgment lifted. Staff moved different, eyes open, offering coffee to every walk-in, no filters. Snoop's clip at the web. Respect's a rule now, fam. And the world cheered back, shares spiking, fans buzzing. Snoop Motors wasn't just cars anymore. It was a statement. Days later, the ripple spread. Other luxury brands squirming under the spotlight. Customers spilling their own stories of being sidelined. Snoop had flipped the script, proving one voice could crack a system wide open. He leaned against his SUV, city lights flickering alive, and grinned. "That's how we roll," he muttered, the wind sinking in. Not just for him, but for every David out there who'd been dissed at the door. The showroom gleamed behind him, a beacon of what could be when you fight for what's right. Snoop didn't just take down a shady manager. He torched a whole vibe that said some folks don't belong. It's on us to call out the victors in our world, to demand respect no matter the skin or the fit. What would you do? Let it slide or light it up like Snoop? Hit the comments with your take. Would you fire fast or dig deeper? Smash that like, subscribe, and share if you're riding for fairness. This ain't just a story. It's a wake-up call. Keep it real, fam. Change starts with us.